Hi, welcome to another edition of 23code.com. I am your host, Ray Starr. We're here today with Jeff Dawson at Mushroom Studios. Jeff here is a fantastic producer and engineer. And, what we'd like to know is a little bit of how did you come into this position of doing what you're doing?
Well, I think I was in bands when I was younger. And I always, when we went to the studio, ended up kind of producing my band's demos or records or whatever, not really knowing what I was, not really knowing that that's what I was doing, but sort of figuring it out and being really hands-on from day one of being in the studio. So as time went on, it seemed like a natural thing, and I was having more fun being in the studio than I was playing in bands and that. So it just obviously made the jump over to this.
Right. Did you fall through schooling, or is this something more like self-taught?
Mostly self-taught. I did take a year, I think, it was a year of engineering at a school, just basically for the engineering part of it, not for the production side of it, but just sort of to learn the gear a little bit more and get, the knowledge of that.
Right. And I guess, working in other bands and stuff, that kind of gave you a flavor and a taste for production.
Yeah, I mean, it was good because I was in, the bands that I was in, I was able to sort of guinea pig them,
right?
Or my own stuff and sort of be hands-on with my own bands and learn that way until, and then when paying clients came, I sort of knew everything or not everything, I'm still learning, but, got to, basically, like I said, use my band as a guinea pig and
right.
Get better and at what I was doing as far as the engineering side goes and as production, obviously, too.
Right. One thing I would like to ask you is, for a lot of the viewers at home there, maybe you can mention, some of the acts that you have worked with.
Acts that I've worked with State of Shock, Daniel Powder, Holly McDarland, Marcy Playground, The Dudes, one of my favorite bands, doing well right now. Kira, Tal Bachman. I've engineered for Nas and Ryan Tedder. Worked with Garth Richardson. Mike Fraser, not an artist, but great. He mixes a lot of my stuff that I do.
So do you get involved much in the end of the mixing, or you're just more focused on getting the tracks in there?
Yeah, I don't. I do mix. So I'm mixing today, and so there's certain things that I like to mix and certain things that I do that I don't like to. Not that I don't like to mix. I just feel that somebody else can do a better job.
Right.
Like rock stuff or whatever. Mike is amazing at it and whatnot. So some of the more poppy stuff I'll do.
Yeah.
I think my mixing style is a little closer to that. But when it comes to rock, Mike's definitely the god.
And then what about for mastering? Do you get involved in mastering at all, or do you farm that out?
I send everything. Well, not everything. Budget dependent, of course. But most, 97% of my stuff goes to a guy named Adam Ayan out of Gateway Mastering in Portland, Maine, on the East Coast.
Okay.
You're paying for a great cake. Why cheap out on the icing?
Right.
So.
Right. Now, the other thing maybe you just want to talk about too. You started out the Vancouver music industry.
Yes, it wasn't me it was myself, Mike Fraser, and Johnny Philippone, the drummer from State of Shock. One day had this idea of getting everyone together to play golf because none of us have the time to, hang out and play, so to speak. So we started one, and then it's just grown into this massive fundraiser for Sarah McLachlan Music Outreach and also Music BC. We raise money for them, so it's become a 2-day event, and it's a lot of fun.
Right on.
And this year it's on July 27th to 28th. Get your tickets at www.vancouvermusicindustry.com.
Shameless promotion. Right, now,
Exactly.
This is going into the 5th year now.
We are in the 5th year, yes.
Yeah, wow, that's excellent. So
Yeah.
it's obviously grown.
And it
quite a
keeps
success.
growing and growing and growing, so it's become a premier event, I think, here in Vancouver. So it's a lot of fun. We get a lot of people come out, a lot of good stuff we auction off, and it's about raising some money for some kids so that they can play music.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Well, thanks, Jeff.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate being on the
No
show.
problem.
Another
Appreciate
edition
it,
of
guys.
23 Code. Thanks.
Yeah.